think he's like 19 and he's like a gamer or something. So he, he just like says stupid shit.
Something that a little bit bothers me about these Islam debates is like the best arguments against Islam are just like literally too abstract for most Muslims to be able to grapple with. So here's what would be my favorite argument against Islam. All of the features of the Quran, if you have two hypotheses, that a human wrote it and that God wrote it, the human explanation requires way fewer assumptions and way fewer like auxiliary like parts of the hypothesis. Like it explains all the data with no auxiliary assumptions needed, whereas the divine hypothesis requires like hundreds of extra auxiliary hypotheses to justify it. Make it all.
You're hot, Mike.
And like this is just like not a point that they like understand that like you would have to compare two hypotheses by explanatory power and number of auxiliary hypotheses that needed to like prop up the theory. You know, like it's just like not. It's too abstract. So I just never bring it up. You know.
Well, what's funny is like on one hand, it's almost like they act like they understand that that's the case because it's so simple and obvious, but that's really not what they believe. Like they'll tell you on one hand that you should get it. Oh, have you even read the Quran? And then on the other hand, it's like you got to be like some amazing academic and you got to look extra Quranically and all this stuff as well.
Yeah. So I have it written out like this, that a human author would produce a text that reflects local culture, norms, animals, politics, revises itself over 20 years as circumstances change, contains ambiguity and abrogation, uses threats and insults and loyalty enforcement, grants special privileges to the leader, borrows and reshapes existing myths and stories, shows stylistic evolution over time, needs scholars to fix and harmonize and reinterpret it, relies on unreliable oral tradition, has no knowledge beyond its horizon of its era, inspires civil conflict after the leader's death. Like all of that just like directly, if you have the human hypothesis, all of that just like naturally follows from it. You don't need to like throw in extra assumptions or extra like, there's nothing that, it just smoothly follows from it. Whereas when you have the divine hypothesis, it's like, okay, God purposely chose ambiguity while claiming clarity. God uses purposely chosen error-prone oral transmission for mandatory guidance for some reason. God revised his perfect rules for some reason and then stopped revising for forever for some reason. God allowed false world models into his text. Like, you just have to keep adding in like excuses and theories to justify these different things. Whereas the human one, it just everything is entailed by the, like a human wrote it, so all of that would be expected.